Hello everyone, my name is Kelsey Gowan. Today is September 10th, 2017, and this is my presentation for College 100 Session Summer 2017. The topic that I chose is Administrative Director. I chose this topic because my current major is Business Administration. So while considering all of the options available with this degree, I kept coming back to the career of being a Director of Administration. So what exactly does an administrative director do? Some of the basic responsibilities are to supervise personnel, set goals and deadlines for the department, develop, manage, and monitor records, buy, store, and distribute supplies or equipment that the department may need, manage, enforce, and upkeep policies and procedures, handling budgets, and overseeing maintenance. However, depending on the size of the company or department, some of these duties can vary. In a larger company, the responsibility of budgeting may fall on a finance department. And on the other hand, in a smaller company, some of the role may also include human resource responsibilities such as payroll and employee benefits. The formal education required by most companies is to have a bachelor's degree in business administration, which is what I am currently obtaining, or a bachelor's degree of business management. However, many companies also value on-the-job training. On-the-job training does include work experience, specifically experience in leadership roles. This can come from advancement within the company. Taking continued education courses or CEUs whenever they are offered is also very important. Reading and participating in workplace opportunities any chance you get will really help if you have the goal of advancing within that company. According to the article, Did We Learn Everything We Need to Know in School? I found the quote that executive track employees learn through the performance of their jobs. This means that having regular performance assessments really help employees that have the goal of moving up within the company. This way they can see what needs to be worked on and what they currently have a good hold on. Another major factor when choosing a career is, of course, the potential salary of a career. For the position of administrative director, the general salary ranges from $49,270 to $159,330. However, on the Occupational Outlook Handbook for administrative service managers in local government agencies, I also found that salaries can range from $52,110 to $145,490. I'll explain why I looked at local government agencies here shortly. Here I have an image that highlights the average salaries based on state, which I also obtained from the Occupational Outlook Handbook. I currently live in Louisiana, where the average salary ranges from $81,350 to $87,640. Next, I want to talk about why I looked and mentioned about local government agency salaries. The reason for this is because the specific field that I intend to pursue a career in is emergency 911 communications. Currently, I am a 911 dispatcher, and my goal is to eventually become the district director of my district. Why did I choose 911 communications? Here I have a short video to show you just a glimpse into what we do on a daily basis.
I found my son. It's in the water. Is he breathing? I know he's not. Take a deep breath for me, okay? We're going to help him. He's not responding. I think he drowned himself in the bathroom. And I'm going to help you help him while we're on the way. Okay? Okay. Okay. If they're on the way, there's police coming. Everyone is coming to help you.
Being the link between the public and them about being the first responder to get help there, and that really stuck out to me. I wanted to help people.
It's very fast-paced and challenging. You have to be able to multitask, answer calls, take information, input calls in the computer. You've got different screens to monitor. You've got to pull information out from callers and get help on the way.
a mother that's having to hear their child suffer, that's the worst. Staying on the phone with them until help gets there, 5 minutes feels like an eternity. It's hard.
And the caller may never have done CPR before, but we can give them step-by-step instructions and keep them calm until help arrives.
I answered the 911 line. It was a male who said there was someone in his house that had a gun and a knife and that was stabbing his wife. I talked to him for a minute and he hung up on me pretty abruptly. I tried to get him back on the line, and when I did, he said that the person had stabbed him as well and had left the house.
So I asked the caller if it was their vehicle that was stolen, and they said no. And I said, well, how do you know that their vehicle's been stolen? And they said, there's a man running down the road and he's screaming that his baby's inside. This car was had just been taken, and that there was a baby in that vehicle.
When the officers got there, they were able to track the person down and they did apprehend him. Unfortunately, the male's wife died, but he did make it, and a few months later he called back and I got to speak with him, and he said that he just wanted to thank us for everything that we did, and that definitely felt great.
And exited the vehicle and took off running. And they were able to recover the baby. It's a good feeling to go home at the end of the day and know that these parents get to snuggle that baby tonight. And you got to be a part of that.
What's the address of your emergency?
Being a 911 dispatcher is very important to me. I love serving my community, and because I want to move up in this career and specifically within my district, I did get the opportunity to speak with the district director of my agency, which is Miss Charlotte Angeron. Miss Charlotte Angeron has been the district director of St. Mary Parish Emergency 911 since 2010. Miss Angeron explained that some of her specific duties do include human resource responsibilities such as payroll, accounts payable and receivable, and employee benefits. Because we are a small district, she is responsible for handling these, which she uses QuickBooks to do. She also is responsible for negotiating contracts with other agencies such as fire departments, EMS, or police departments. Ms. Angeron does delegate specific duties, such as the hiring process, training and testing and addressing to other personnel within the administrative department. However, Ms. Angeron is also the one responsible for formulating monthly and yearly budgets and updating them as needed. She is the record keeper for the board of directors and every meeting that they have, which is once a month. Ms. Angeron really stressed that on-the-job training is crucial in this position. Not only is general administration knowledge needed, but also human resource and managerial knowledge. She also mentioned that knowing the ins and outs of the daily operations within the 911 call center is very important. Even once in the position of the district director, learning cannot and does not end. Ms. Angeron did mention that she takes courses regularly about bookkeeping, FEMA and emergency preparedness, as well as employment law. The laws can change periodically, and keeping up to date is a must. One good way to keep up to date with emergency services community and learn about any changes within the community is to attend APCO and NINA seminars yearly. The skill sets one should possess as an administrative director can range from human skills, technical skills, conceptual skills, and leadership skills and style. In the article Managerial Responsibilities of the Contemporary Fire Chief, the authors used a quote from another source from Barr and Eversole that conveys that the director, or a fire chief in the article, is forced to be both a manager of resources and a leader of people. The first set of skills that I want to look at is human skills. First and foremost, a director is a leader. Especially in the 911 field, teamwork is a must. If a director knows how the day-to-day operations within the call center work, then they are more likely to be able to jump in and help out during major incidents, such as a shooting or even a natural disaster. This helps the overall production of the agency run way smoother than if the administrator did not know how things run. Also, properly addressing and handling employee relations falls under human skills. This can include settling disputes among employees or also handling disciplinary actions as needed. Next, we're going to take a look at technical skills. Having knowledge in the chosen field of work is a must, which is why I do want to stay within the 911 field. 911 directors, as I mentioned before, must know those day-to-day operations of a call center. A productive administrator also knows how to use the policies, procedures, and protocols in place and not just produce them. For example, if an employee has a question on how to properly handle a specific call, that administrator should not only be able to answer that question, but also take that protocol and show the individual. This could include a shooting or a boating accident. Next, we take a look at conceptual skills. Conceptual skills includes the off-the-wall incidences such as equipment failure. Knowing how to enact backup protocols is a conceptual skill that the administrator must have. This can also include working with other agencies in a complex situation or incident such as natural disasters. In some companies, such as the 911, this can also include budgeting, which of course can be complex. Lastly, we take a look at not only leadership skills, but also leadership styles. Because everyone is different, we each approach the idea of leadership differently, but first and foremost, an administrative director must be able to earn and keep the respect of their colleagues and employees. One major style is a relationship-oriented style. This means that the individual places more focus on a positive relationship between colleagues, and morale is more important to them. On the other hand, there are task-oriented leaders. This is an individual who is focused more on just simply getting the job done. Morale comes second to the task at hand. However, despite whatever style an individual may be, adaptation is key. In the face of a major incident, being able to focus on that situation becomes more important than morale. However, during everyday, less hectic work days, having good morale, regular team building exercise, and positive relationships does create a better work climate for everyone. Now, even on the most average of days, being an administrative director is stressful. So here we take a look at some of the most common reported stress factors, which I found from a Eurowork article. Some of those stress factors were pay grade, workload, deadlines and time pressure, as well as lack of performance estimates. The chart here is a survey of those who reported how high their workload is. 59.6% reported a high workload, 36.5% reported a very high workload, and only 4% reported a low workload. 911 specific stress factors, according to Ms. Angeron, are the yearly audits and large emergencies such as natural disasters, plane crashes, and mass shootings. Last but not least, I do have 3 slides here showing my references that I use throughout my research and my presentation. Again, my name is Kelsey Gowan, and in conclusion, when I was presented with this presentation assignment, about the career path I wanted to take, the question that all kids are asked in elementary school came to mind. What do I want to be when I grow up? Considering my current status and vocation in life as a 911 dispatcher, I instantly knew that I wanted to move up within my district and achieve the role of district director. So when looking at this role matched with my current degree and a little background research, I realized that this would fall under the career of administrative director. Thank you all for watching.